Gameplay, prima prova. Wow, wow, ok, basta.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Ciao, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard.
Sogno della mia vita.
Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what
Difficile, cazzo.
employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
Niente giorni di pausa,
Might have
niente.
considered it soul-winning. Stanley relished every moment that the orders
Che
came,
figata.
as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Anch'io sono felice. Bene.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Ma dai.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his
Cioè, quindi
wits
per ora è
end,
rimasto a fissare lo schermo.
he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Oh, posso muovermi. Posso muovermi.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could
Sì,
it mean?
me ne sono accorto.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Non vedo avvisi. Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
E se entrassi... Nah. Ok.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Bello.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ok. No.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ma se scendessi? Beh, molto interessante.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had
Non
he
fa una
taken
piega.
that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
Quale boss, scusa?
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my
Sì.
co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for
Giusto.
no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations.
Tipo?
For example, why couldn't he see his feet?
Ah!
Down.
Non vedo i piedi!
Doors closed automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these
Giusto.
rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange.
Giusto.
This can't be real. And at
No,
last,
aspetta.
he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his
Aspetta.
tongue. He just hadn't found the
Mi
words
sto
for it.
confondendo.
I'm dreaming!
I'm
It's all a
dreaming!
dream.
This is all a dream!
Relieved
Non funziona.
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone.
Giusto,
He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
giusto.
And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back
Sì.
to my boring real life.
Sì,
pushing
che
buttons.
figata!
I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Sto volando?
Then
Sto
he
volando!
imagined himself soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared.
Ma che
It was
diavolo?
so
No,
much
no,
fun.
no.
And Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest
Sì.
question of them all entered Stanley's head.
Quale domanda?
Why
Perché
he
non ho
was
una
amazed
ragazza?
he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing?
Me lo
and
stavo
thinking?
chiedendo.
Now
Sì.
the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing
Sono
me,
un po'
thinking about how
confuso.
it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while
Sì.
he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course,
Pizzicotto
this
sulla
was
guancia?
not a dream. How could it be?
Aspetta.
Was Stanley simply
Porta,
deceiving
non ti
himself?
guardo, porta,
Believing
non ti
that if he
chiudere, non
believes
ti chiudere!
something, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Ok.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt,
Sì,
that
vorrei
this
far
was in fact
qualcosa.
a dream. Did the voice
Sono
not see him float
confuso.
and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He
Cosa?
would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
Sì.
That this was a dream.
Sì, esatto.
So he closed his eyes gently,
Ok.
and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the
Sì,
blanket on his
la
skin,
coperta.
the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me
Sì,
wake up,
mi sta
he thought
venendo
to himself.
sonno.
I'm through with this dream.
Anch'io
I
non
wish it to be
abbastanza.
over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons.
Sì,
Please.
premere
It's all I
bottoni.
want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Sì,
My life is normal. I am normal.
sì,
Everything will be fine.
perfetta. Quindi?
I am okay.
Sì. Non vedo la coperta.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must
Ok,
be real. I must.
ansia,
Can
mi sta
anyone
venendo
hear my
ansia.
voice? Who am I? Who am I? And
Cosa?
everything went black.
Ma... Luce? Luce?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Cosa?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed
Questo
dead
è
on
un
the
po'
sidewalk.
creepy.
And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she
già.
knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what
Ho
is
bisogno
real
di prendere
and
aria
what isn't.
fresca.
It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Stupida
She
troia.
had no time for this.
Ma...
So it was only a moment that
Ma-
she stood
ma-
there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Grazie, davvero. Cioè, è finita qua, così. Figo. Salvati! GG.